I get asked hundreds of times a day, can you hand deliver a watch? I'll offer you a pint. I'll offer you a pizza. I'll give you an ice cream.
So that was all yeses
Yeah,
for those.
I've already done those.
Yeah. Already?
I'm good.
Welcome back to the podcast, Like Father, Like Son, with me, Mark Tilbury, and of course my son,
Curtis Tilbury.
And today we've got a really, really special guest. We've got Tim Hayden here, who started an online business using social media, and in particular TikTok, which, as you're probably aware, I do a little bit of that. So without further ado, let's welcome Tim to the show. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
It's really weird, isn't it? Because this is the first time we've actually met physically because of the lockdown thing. But it's almost like I know you.
Yeah, definitely. And also recently I've been going to meeting loads of my customers, and that's the reception they get. They look at me as if they know me because they see me coming into their lives every day on the live. I'm looking at them like almost a complete stranger, but they feel that they know me. But when you start a business, you've got to be different. You've got to do something where you're heard above the noise. So I decided, instead of just starting a watch company, let's build a brand. Let's build a brand awareness around loving the journey. So let's open it up. Let's be transparent with the process. So I'm documenting everything I'm doing behind the scenes, trying to grow the business from the kitchen. And I'll put it out on YouTube, and I'll put it out on TikTok as well.
And I think you deliver one or two of your watches personally.
I was actually going to say you just delivered our watches.
Yeah.
We're going to check these out in a minute, aren't we? Because we don't know what's in the box here.
We're doing an unboxing.
Yeah.
I've forgotten as well. Well, do you know what? I was trying to look for different ways in which to connect with the audience. How can I show my gratitude? How can I say thank you? How can I meet? The best way to grow a business is to meet your customers face to face. You get that interaction. That's when you get the best feedback and how you build a connection and depth. So literally on it's a Saturday, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to have a live on TikTok, and for every watch I sell on that live, I'm going to promise to hand deliver it, as long as it's within the UK.
So you're thinking 1, 2, 3, maybe 10? Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I was kind of hoping, I thought, if this is a really big challenge, this will get good brand awareness, and I'll get to meet loads of people. And
so 20, 30?
I was hoping about 30.
Yeah, and?
I've got 67.
Oh, that's a commitment,
isn't it? In just over 1 hour. I literally was there, and I said, okay, so this is what, before I could even say what I was doing, the Shopify was pinging and these sales are coming in. And I remember the first one came in and I thought, oh, please let it be in Hertfordshire where I live. Please let it be close. And I looked at it, and the very first one was York.
Oh, dear.
I think I've seen your video on that one.
Oh, yeah.
York, or something like that. Yeah, I've seen lots of different places you've gone doing these really quick, cool videos. So it looks really cool.
Oh, it is amazing. But yeah, I remember seeing it, I thought, well, that's England. And then Inverness pops up.
Oh, that is a long way.
It is a long way. Then South Wales, then North Wales. I was thinking, oh, please start getting closer. Then the Isle of Skye. And I was just about to say, and I said to the guys, I said, look, this is mainland UK only. Yes, that's an isle. But then I remembered that there's a road. There's a bridge.
It's linked now, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a bridge linking. So I had to do the Isle of Skye delivery as well.
But I bet you enjoyed that as well, though, didn't you? I mean, you probably wouldn't have visited the Isle of Skye without that being your reason. So
no, there's no way to have gone there. And the Isle of Skye was by far my favourite place to go in terms of the beauty of the island. It's amazing. We ended up having to fly up to Inverness and then hiring a car to drive over. So it's a couple of nights away.
But I've heard you can even be tempted with just the offer of a beer to travel countless miles. Isn't that right?
What can I say? I'm a weak man. I'm easily bought. I'm a very shallow, easy guy to get.
So tell us a bit about your product. I know it's a high quality product, but it has to be to sell nowadays. So tell us a bit about it.
Well, when I started this business, the guy I was in that I started it with, my co-founder at the time, his idea for a watch business was to do the sort of standard drop shipping idea. Now, nothing wrong with that, but that's like a trading business.
Yeah.
I wanted to build a brand, and if you're going to build a brand, you've got to have your own product. You've got to own the IP. You've got to own the trademark. It's got to be your designs. It's got to be a bespoke watch. So I thought, you know what? I've always fancied doing something creative. So at the age of 46, I started designing my first watches. literally piece of
Did you have
paper.
any design experience before then, or was it just...
No, well, I designed a coffee table and a mirror once about 20 years ago. That's it.
So it was all new, really?
Oh, it's all brand new.
Wow.
And people say to me, what software do you use? I say, no, it's a pen and paper. That is literally it. I'm really old school. I don't know how to use that IT stuff. So I literally scribbled down some drawings, and I thought, right, I need to find someone who can actually put this into a digital format. And then I need to find some suppliers. And, you know, where can we find suppliers with the right material, at the right cost, in the right timescales, all those other things that you have to consider. So that began the journey around the world, trying to find the right suppliers. Found the right suppliers, got the right quality product, and we launched. That's 4 years ago now.
Wow. And I understand you go to Shenzhen just as I do, because we've had that discussion, haven't we, about China and the way things are out there.
Yeah.
And I have a similar design process to yourself, because I'm not great on CAD. So what I tend to sort of not preach but teach and people is, if you're not expert at something, let an expert do it. So I'm the same. I'm very much pen on paper when I'm designing my RC models, and then I'll make a prototype and send it out, and they can do all that computer side of things, which is great. But what I'm really interested in is where the inspiration for your designs comes from, because they're very unique. And, you know, if you said to me design a watch, I'd sort of think they've all been designed. A bit like someone saying to me design a model airplane, I'd say, well, I can, because I know where the niches are. But where does your sort of concepts come from, and to get that?
Do you know what? You've actually opened up that's a very interesting question, because that brings up another subject. When I first started the business, I initially thought, right, we've only got enough money to have 2 ranges of watches. What are the most popular watches that are bought? So what I did was I studied the market, and I saw 2 different types of watches, the most popular designs, a classic and a chrono. And I designed these, and they were okay, nice looking watches, but they weren't anything different from what was already out there. So after 18 months of hardly any sales, I mean, virtually nothing. I mean, at one stage I went 83 days without selling a watch.
Oops.
For the first 18 months, there was just mistake after mistake after mistake. And I thought, you know, but I saw an opportunity here. This is something which I think can grow. I just started seeing in social media, because I've never done social media before, never had an Instagram account. And I thought, God, this is a big opportunity. How can I make the most of it? Well, to make the most of it, I had to give up my previous comfortable lifestyle, which is a lifestyle business I had in the IT sector. I had to give that up because I knew I had to focus on this full time. And that's when I decided, right, I've got to do something unique, something different. So then I designed 3 watches. I smartened up the chrono range, but then I designed this watch, the 333 range. And then I also designed a watch which was a brand carrier with the design on it. And that's actually, I got that from a David Bowie album.
Oh, really?
I'm a big Bowie fan. And so I got the inspiration for that from the Diamond Dogs album from David Bowie. Just the design of it and the circle. That's how it all started, really.
It's always interesting to see where the design concepts come from, isn't it? Because it can be a multitude of different places, and you just take a bit here, a bit there, a bit there, and bring it all together. I know that's how it sort of works for me. And as I say, you're making a very nice quality product. So should we unbox these, or should we leave it a little bit longer, do you think?
I think a little bit longer. I've just
Okay.
got a quick question. From a younger perspective, I find it really interesting why you decided to go onto TikTok and start up marketing that way.
Yeah.
What was the thought behind going on TikTok, and who inspired you to do that?
My son, Henry, he's 9 now. So when was it? About 2 years ago, he was showing me TikTok, and I thought it was just an app for kids. He was 7 at the time. He was making his videos. Didn't really think much of it. About a year after that, after showing me, we were going into the start of the lockdown period, and starting this business, I'd missed the organic growth or the organic reach on Instagram.
Yeah.
And when I started a bit, I didn't know anything about social media. And I thought, God, if I'd only started this 4 years before, I'd have hit that organic reach and I'd have been absolutely making a fortune.
Yeah, it went YouTube first, and then Instagram, and then TikTok's where it's at now.
Exactly. And so when TikTok came out and I looked at it, I thought, this is my opportunity. This is my Instagram. I can now reach an audience and get that organic reach straight away. And then I just watched it and I thought, well, how am I going to make an impact? Because I'm not going to sing, I'm not going to dance. I'm not a 20-year-old surfer. I'm not an acrobat or anything like that. I'm not a comedian. So I just thought, well, let's put over the documentation of my journey and just put it over. And then slowly but surely, I've gathered so much depth and such a wide audience now.
I think it's really interesting the way you've gone about it. You haven't gone, here's my product, buy it. You've actually made a story around it, which means TikTok's not going to push it down, because obviously they want people to pay for advertisements. But if you put a story around it and make it entertainment, then that's it's genius, really.
Exactly, yeah. You know, a lot of people, some people say that to me, goes, where are the watches? Why can't you show them the pictures of the watches? Well, the marketing idea is that TikTok is really brand awareness. It's about the brand, it's about the journey, it's about what I'm going through, it's about Tim Hayden, the entrepreneur, what I'm going through. And then we start putting these people down the funnel and we say, okay, now have a look at my Instagram account, now have a look at the website, there's all the links are in here. We're going to be putting more focus onto the Hagley West business account, which will be more product, but the Tim Hayden account is all about brand awareness. That's exactly the right.
I think it's very personal, brand driven online, especially because when I'm looking at stuff, if it's a brand, I'm not going to like it, but if it's a person, I can get behind them. Especially like Elon Musk, he's like the biggest influencer. I think I probably would buy anything that Elon Musk came out with. Like that he did the flamethrower, didn't he? He's done the Teslas and all of that stuff. So I think it's really cool you're building a personal brand.
Yeah, and I think TikTok just allows you, and especially with the TikTok lives, it really gives you that opportunity to connect and, you know, make people feel a part of the journey. So I want my audience to feel that they're part of it as well. They're not just there watching, they're participating in it.
So this is another example of overnight success taking 3 to 4 years, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
exactly.
And I always say to people that pretty much every overnight success isn't an overnight success. It's a success that's been built upon, planned upon, and then eventually happens. So what about your backstory, you know, school on from there? Is there anything we can dig out from you on that?
Well, I was very fortunate that I went to one of the top public schools in England.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was it Eton? Or
I probably should bow. No, it was Warwick. It was Warwick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Warwick. Wow.
I expected you to bow as I walked in the room, to be honest.
I am sorry about that. I missed that one.
No red carpet. It's no red carpet. But I come from, my mum was a nurse. So she wanted me to go to public school, and my dad worked for British Airways. So just normal middle-class people, no real wealth. But my mum saved up from the day I was born to put me into the best possible education. And when I left there, having failed all my O-levels apart from one, I just remember opening my O-level results, and my mum turning around to me and said, I've just spent all my money on one maths O-level. But
I think it's about more than just the results, especially at public school, isn't it? You get so much more connections, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's connections and also that sort of sense of feeling. But what I didn't know, and this is something I've never talked about, actually, this has been an exclusive. I've never mentioned this on anything, because I don't know why I don't, but I don't really mention it. I suffer from ADHD, but I only found out I suffer from ADHD about 4 or 5 years ago, because I couldn't understand when I was at school why I couldn't remember anything, why people thought I was a daydreamer, why they thought I was skiving. I couldn't retain information.
You're very similar to Dad.
Yeah,
the exact same
definitely.
thing.
But the thing is as well, I find that ADHD is a common thing for entrepreneurs, but it helps our quick-firing brain go into creative different tangents. But then when it comes to administration, we're pretty much crap.
Yeah, it's the dyslexia thing, isn't it? It's all contained within the same
You can't sit
bubble.
down in one place for too long, can you? You have to be out doing something.
I need
mow
to
the
do
grass,
things. Yeah, I've got to do
Yeah.
something, you know, because, you know, as we said earlier, sitting on a beach just doesn't really suit me, and so I don't go on beach holidays. But I love skiing because there's something to do every day, and there has to be a mission to that day as well.
That's not entirely true. We have gone on beach holidays, but then you spend all the time on doing tennis and windsurfing.
Yeah, I've got to do so. It has to be an activity holiday of some sort.
Have you ever had an injury on holiday?
Yeah.
I can see where this is leading.
Yeah, windsurfing.
You get so tired, don't you? After doing all
I
the
wear
stuff.
myself out. Yeah, and doing the windsurfing in Egypt, all my feet were cut, weren't they, from the corals and different things, and I'm back, so I'm hobbling up to the pharmacist to get some painkillers, but
that's
I'm
true,
still on
isn't
there
it?
the next day, because that's what I like
and
doing.
he comes back
you know.
more tired
Can't
than when
stop.
he was before. Yeah.
That's just one of those things, isn't it? So obviously, you left school, 18, 16?
Well, yeah, I left school at 16 and then went straight to a college, and I was to resit my O-levels. And I remember going to this college, and I thought I'd just have to resit the same ones I hated. The same, biology, chemistry, physics, all the things I hated, French. And I went to this college, and they said, "Oh, you don't have to do those. You can just pick any subject you want." At the age of 19, I eventually went out and got a job. Literally.
Which was?
Trainee insurance broker.
Oh, okay.
£5,004 a year, working in Birmingham. Thought I'd made it because I had a suit and I had to go to work on a train with all the other commuters. I just remember sitting there so proud of myself with an empty briefcase.
Just with your sandwiches in it.
Yes, all it was, yeah. Sandwiches and an apple.
Yeah.
And I just felt fantastic.
So when did the entrepreneurial sort of spirit kick in to get you where you are now?
Well, my first business started when I was 30. I always wanted to be a businessman. I always wanted to be a business owner, but I just thought it was what somebody else does.
I thought exactly the same thing initially. I thought, well, it's like racing cars. I always thought, well, that's what racing car drivers do. That's not my job. I do X, Y, Z. And it's a mind opener once you realise, well, someone does it, and why can't it be me?
Yeah. And that was it. Because I was surrounded by corporate guys. Everyone worked for somebody else. That's the way life was. Look at them. They've got his own business. God, he's an entrepreneur. He's built a multi-million-pound business. God, I wish I could do that. I want to emulate him, but obviously I haven't got what he's got. And I moved areas. I moved down to Hertford, down south. Obviously, the streets paved with gold down south, as we all know.
Always sunny.
Always sunny, that's it, close to the equator. So all my new friends, my new circle of friends, they were all entrepreneurs. And I hung out with them for a while, and then I thought, hang on a sec, you haven't got anything that I don't have.
Yeah.
Hang on, if you can do it, I can surely do it.
And this is the levelling up thing that we bang on, or I bang on about, isn't it? You surround yourself with a group of people, 6 people that are higher than you. You're going to level up to them, or vice versa as well. So obviously that's worked for you.
What skills do you feel like you gained from the other jobs you did before that you brought into this business?
I think promotion, communication, understanding customer needs.
Yeah.
Because like you guys as well, there's a reason why your TikTok and the social media has grown, because you understand the audience. And I think understanding your audience is absolutely pivotal for growing a business. One of the things I look at with the watches, and what I'm doing is that I've now seen that we've got a gap that we're not fulfilling with our range. So I'm busy designing more watches now to fill that gap, because I can see where the audience's attention is. So that's one of the things I picked up on. I was luckily, because of my skills with people,
Well, they are skills. Skills pay the bills,
and
they are skills without a doubt.
And it made me quite successful at sales. I had a quite successful career. So I took that into business. And it's proven to work quite well. I've had a nice career. I've had a few ups and downs on the way, but I'm very happy to be where I am. And the other thing I realised is, we mentioned earlier about climbing the ladder. That was the biggest turning point for me when I realised that climbing the ladder isn't the way to do it. Which opens up some controversy when I say that, because a lot of people do think it's all about climbing.
Well, I think it's all right for some people, isn't it? It does suit particular people, and if you want to get out of that, then you've got to break free, haven't you? Because we've quite often said if you're building somebody else's dreams, you're not building your own. And if you've got a head full of dreams, which I'm sure you had, you've got to get out and do that. And particularly when you surround yourself with other people that are doing that, that's the question you ask yourself: why aren't I doing it? Because you're obviously capable and producing good products.
Yeah, I think the main thing as well, I met this one guy. I was 28, 29. He became a very good friend of mine, and he was not the brightest of guys. And I knew him for a few months at the pool club. And I played pool with him a bit, had a few beers with him. And it was after 3 months I realised he owned the pool club, and he also owned another business. Then he also had apartments that he's renting out in Lanzarote. I thought, hang on a second, you're a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. I said, but you're not a bright man. but he was driven.
Well, did you tell him that?
No. I think
mate, you're a bit thick. Give it all to me.
You're not a bright man.
I think if you put an IQ test in front of him, he wouldn't do very well. But if you spoke to him about drive and commitment and perseverance and patience and common sense, he'd be top of the list of every single one. The attributes that are actually needed. Because one of the things as well, going through that, meeting people, you realise that entrepreneurship isn't really a skill set, it's more of a mindset. And then once you've got that mindset, you can apply the skills you've learned.
So we got a mutual friend, Simon, who says that anyone can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, or do you agree that certain people are better disposed to it?
Do you know, I think anyone can learn the skills that an entrepreneur has, that an entrepreneur uses, but I don't believe anyone can be an entrepreneur. Only because I don't think, first off, I don't think entrepreneurship is the be end and end all for everyone, because everyone's different. Saying everyone could be an entrepreneur is like saying everyone could be a doctor, everyone could be a nurse, everyone could be a plumber, everyone could be an administrator. I think the most important thing is understanding yourself and having that self-awareness to know what direction you should go into. And I think when you're younger, you don't know what direction, so you should try as many things as possible to find out what direction you go in. I'll give you an example. My mum is a nurse. She absolutely loved her job. She would be the worst entrepreneur going. Because she couldn't handle the risk, the uncertainty, the pressure, all those kind of things. Whereas those are the kind of things
that we thrive on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the challenge.
Yeah.
I don't want to go home and slip off my shoes, put slippers on and put them up in front of the TV. I don't want to do that.
You might like the thought of it, but the doing of it doesn't sort of happen, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
So how do you feel about some of these TikToks saying like entrepreneurship is the way? Do you think it's a bit destructive to some people?
I think it's hugely destructive. I'll give you another example. I was friends with a guy who's very high up in the corporate world, working in business in Dubai. Fantastic job, earning huge amount of money, he's tax-free. And he decided that he wanted to come back in the UK because he wanted to be an entrepreneur and wanted to grow a business. And he came in with me. Very capable man, highly skilled, probably the highest skilled account manager I've ever come across. Very intelligent, just couldn't do it. To the point where he got to, I said to him, he said, you've got to take some time off here. He ended up being on medication. He started getting anxiety attacks. He couldn't leave the house. In the end, he just had to leave. He then went back to Dubai, became happy again, doing what he loved, what he's very successful at. And then after a few years, he decided to go back into entrepreneurship. And the same thing happened to him again out in Dubai. He did another 6 months and so I just had to stop.
I think it's all this hustle culture as well. Like Gary Vee saying you got to work and grind all the time, and sometimes people are more laid back with a lifestyle business or something like that as well. So.
Yeah, but also it's different times of your life. I mean, I went through my 40s. I only wanted a lifestyle business. I was working 1 day a week. I was playing a lot of cricket. I was spending a lot of time with my kids because that's my purpose of my life then. So as the kids grew up, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go back out there again and go for it.
So for our American viewers here, cricket is like baseball, but it's a grown-up sort of game.
It's like baseball, but with culture.
Well, what can I say?
I'm sorry, America. Yeah. That was a joke.
We all love it.
We're going to get loads of thumbs down now. Smash that
done.
thumbs up button.
I'm done.
Are we going to go for the reveal? Shall I go first?
Yeah, you go first. You have to show that camera over there.
Okay, well, it's a lovely packaged item, I have to say. So it's a screaming quality even before I open the box. And,
you should be an unboxing YouTuber.
Well, the thing is, I always say, it's a bit like a bar of chocolate and how they used to come. I don't think they come quite like it now, but you used to slide the paper off and break the foil. It was all part of the experience.
The Kit Kat.
Yeah, I think it's all the experience is what it's all about, really. So let's make sure we do this right. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. Oh, I'm impressed already. Look at that. That is a nice bit of kit. There you go, guys. Look at that. That is a lovely looking watch. And people always do that with a watch, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
But that is a nice weight of watch, that is.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Oh, I'm really, really pleased with that.
Now.
And the nice thing is, it does shout quality. I do like that. So that's good.
I think it's essential for any business that your product backs up your brand.
Yeah,
you've got to have the same values.
It's a lot like opening like an Apple package, isn't it? It's very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have any stickers in there though? The Apple stickers.
There you go. So there's Curtis's watch.
What impressed me actually, being a father and son, you both picked watches of the same colour, but Curtis went for probably the younger 333 look, and you went for the more mature, sophisticated.
That's the word I like.
Cut out when I said mature then. Yeah. Sophisticated.
But that's pretty much what the podcast is about, actually. You sort of nailed that bang on the head, is because it's the my era versus the younger era, and trying to see where the two meet and when they clash, and how I can understand Curtis's world, and perhaps occasionally he might try and understand my world. So that's what it's all about, and you can see that really reflected in the watches that you've brought there, which is great. Are they limited editions at all?
Not at the moment, because we will be bringing out limited editions in the future. That's one of our strategies, but we need to build more as a business. We need to broaden our brand and gain a bigger audience. But when we do, for things like, I don't know, anniversaries, like a 5-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary, or special event, we could bring out a limited edition watch. But that's certainly
there's definitely scope for you there, I would say, because people like that exclusivity. I'll get that right, and particularly if they're building a collection, they'll be incomplete. Those collections, won't they, if they haven't bought that anniversary limited edition watch? So it's definitely a bit of the market that I'll be tapping into, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I think you could, with a limited edition, you obviously put the numbers on the back of the watch, and then you could have a range of really high quality watches.
Now, you're obviously well known as the TikTok timepiece delivery guy. Okay, so when I was
just going to say, I think you're going to say what I'm going to say.
When the postman delivers a watch that they've ordered, do you ever get any emails back saying, "Hey, the postman delivered this watch. It wasn't you. Yeah. What's going on?"
It's a scam.
The one thing my girlfriend said when I said we're having you on the podcast, and she's like, "Oh, how does he make any money delivering all those watches by hand?" Do you run into this problem?
The amount of I get asked hundreds of times a day, can you hand deliver a watch? When I go on a live, every sixth comment is, "I live in Bristol, can you hand deliver to me? I'll offer you a pint, I'll offer you a pizza, I'll give you an ice cream."
So that was all yeses for those.
I've already done those.
Yeah. You'll go anywhere for a pint.
A pint and a curry is usually the thing that gets me in. But we get that all the time. Can you hand deliver? And then the comments, "This can't be working. How can you make money? You're spending more." I even had one person say, "Think of the tread on your tyres of your car." I don't know how he thought of that. But obviously, this is a short-term plan. This is a challenge. This is a brand awareness. It's about being grateful, showing thanks to your customers, getting that, building that relationship with them and that depth with them. The connection we have with these guys has been fantastic. But what surprised me about hand delivering these watches is just how much love and support has been reciprocated and given back to me. Because all of a sudden, I get, I remember the first one I went to, they said, "Oh, I've got you a gift." "Have you?"
Really?
Really? Because you've come all the way to South Wales, and you got me a local bottle of Penderyn whiskey, Welsh whiskey.
Really? That's lovely, isn't it?
I was so blown away.
Yeah.
And then I went to another one, and he said, "Oh, you're coming into my garden. I've just built my garden bar. You can have a pint." And then he said, "Right, I've seen on one of your lives, you had you drank a brew dog. Here's a case of brew dogs." Like, gee. "Oh, yeah." Another guy, "Oh, I saw you ate Maltesers once. So here's a bag of Maltesers." And before I knew it, I basically turned fat and into an alcoholic. I've now had to go on the wagon and go back to the gym to try and work. But the gifts and the support everyone's given.
And you find from that, the more you give, and you freely give that time and freely go and deliver these, that so much comes back, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's awesome, isn't it, really?
Oh, it's brilliant. It's that giving with no expectation of anything in return.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of people have said it to me. I mean, when I go places and people offer gifts, I gave you watches. I didn't get anything back from you guys, but I wasn't expecting anything. I've had a coffee.
Oh, I haven't charged you for that yet.
We might allow you to keep the mug as well.
Okay, brilliant. But not the expectation of anything. And every time I've gone somewhere and someone's done something, it's just been mind blowing. It's been a really humbling experience.
Until you try and do these things, you don't quite know who you know and what they know and how they can help you. And I think also people in business want to help other people in business. It's quite a natural thing to want to do. And I think people are afraid of, a lot of people are afraid of going into business because they think it's all hard and hard-nosed sort of businessman required. But really it's not. You can be a nice guy like you, Tim.
You're not getting a second watch.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. So piggybacking on all of that, obviously, if someone wanted to start a business like you online and then build it up that way, what are the things that you've learned that you can pass on to them so they don't have to go through the years of like 4 years work?
Yeah, I mean, well...
Give them a shortcut.
I tell you what, I think that's... You mentioned something there. There are no shortcuts. I think not being frightened to make mistakes is a really big thing in business. You've got to be able to put it out there. You've got to be...
is there such a thing as a mistake, or is there a lesson learnt?
Do you know what? You've reminded me of one of my favourite quotes from my ex-boss.
Oh, dear.
And he said, there's a swear word in this. I hope you don't mind.
You just have to beep it out.
Beep it out. Okay, we'll have to beep this
Where's
out.
the beeping machine?
Okay. But he said to me, he said, don't ever be frightened to make a mistake. But if you make the same mistake twice, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's about true, though, isn't it?
It is.
That's a really great chat, Tim, and I really appreciate you coming down. I love the watches. I'm sure I'm going to become a collector with all the free ones you're going to send me. And it'll be great to collect those anyway, and they're a quality product, which I like. So if you want to just say where they can get hold of watches or hold of you, that would be great.
Sure. The watches you can get hold of at HagleyWest.com. You can follow the HW journey on the Hagley West YouTube channel.
So there we go.
Links will be in the description below.
So there you go. That's Tim Hayden. Really good chat. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.